Okay, so we finally have a break in the weather, and I thought we'd do the long promised trailer tour. So we'll start with the outside and then we'll go in. So, up front, we have our battery, which is hooked up to our solar panels, but we also have a plug. But we don't need it much, especially because we don't have a lot of draw, because we don't have a fridge, we have our cooler. So that's where we keep food. Then our solar panel's on top. We have a vent that pops up from the inside with a really good fan that's a little overzealous for our small space, but it keeps us cool. We have our porch lights right here. We are plugged in right now, but usually it's really not necessary, so we don't need to do that. Alright, so let's go inside. We have our doors that latch back so they don't swing if you want them open. Inside, this is where Ryan and I sleep. And so Flint is hanging out. He's my worry doll. Our worry eater. And then we have our cabinets on either side. Not much room, but we're managing. Inside, in the middle, we have our lights. This is our monitor for our charge on a battery. We also have our charging center for all kinds of iPods and phones and whatnot. There's another light up here. And more cabinets. And then there's a fan that pops open and gets a good breeze going. Alright. Come around back. Pop our lock. We usually have little carabiners back here to hold it when we're traveling. Pull up the galley hatch, and we have our galley. So right now we have a lot of food in here, so it's a little crowded. But we have our spices for when we want to cook. We have our teapot for our morning water for coffee and tea. We've got our
lights.
What? Oh.
You can see it better if you turn the lights on.
Okay. Lights.
Okay, that's better.
We've got cereal, we've got snack foods, we've got more food in there, and coffee. We have dishes and pots and more food tucked away in there. This is our little teeny drainer that has cups, and so every square inch is packed with stuff. We have our soap. So let's see, we have cutting board and utensils in here. Then we have kind of extra stuff, so lights, cozies, sponge stuff.
Junk drawer.
Junk drawer, exactly. Our trash can, and behind it is hiding extra bags, and there's this teeny little dustpan. Under here, we have our propane for the stove. And then back here, this is the size of our water. We have two of them. One hooked up, one in reserve. For our sink, which is a simple pump handle sink. So we get our little bit of water, and it drains directly under the trailer. So, in here, we have to pull out, so the bottom drawer, more pots and food. So we pull this drawer out, and then we pull out our top drawer, and then we have our stove, which then locks into place. And then our metal piece, which is usually, this travels tucked in right here, it fits right there, the one we're gonna cook. Goes right there. We have a little backsplash for our stove. Works very nicely. So once it's all cooled down and all done, all that goes back in place. We unlock. We push drawers back in. We've got these fancy, self-closing drawers and cabinet doors. Okay. So that's the galley tour. And then to close, pop the springs, pull the hatch down, and it locks back in place on both sides. Alright, so that's our space. Then over here we have the girls. So this is their bedroom.
20% battery.
Okay. So we have the ability to, this is all just Velcroed. So this is their way to get air in there and keep bugs out. So we can pull it down for privacy, or we can just zip up the screen, flip it up out of the way, and we have their bedroom in there. So Sally is currently organizing all the stuffed animals and the worry eaters who travel with us. And they've got lanterns, they've got curtains, they've got quite the to-do. And then underneath here, so you just rip up the little piece right here. They each have a drawer with all their stuff. Ta-da! And then underneath their bed in the front section, there's a hatch that lifts up for extra storage, and it actually has legs that pop out that if they wanted to turn this into a couch, for whatever reason, they could. So, alright, that is pretty much our setup. There's your tour.
Anything to add? Comfy? Okay, say bye-bye.